The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your...
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Open, the only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B, classic soul, and you know, the station that takes care of business. I'm on right after the quiet storm each and every night. We've got a full, informative show lined up for you, so you don't want to miss this. Stay right here. First up, on Monday Morning Highlights, we'll recap this past weekend in the Bronx and beyond. And leading off, she's Open Monday nutritionist. She's an expert. And this morning, she's brought more tips to improve your health. We're going to tell you more about that. Fiorella DiCarlo has a natural tip to beat the sun's harmful rays. You're going to want to know about that. Then, we'll hear from a Bronx success story from the founder of the Cultural Renaissance for Economic Revitalization, Wilda Velez. Well, she's going to share her journey and how she's turned lemons into lemonade. After that, founder, she's going to provide the valuable and lasting friendship for people with developmental disabilities. The Best Buddies program positively impacts nearly 700,000 individuals worldwide. New York City area director Mandy Fulmer has more on this program and how it has changed her life. And finally, we'll hear from the soulful and powerful sounds of Stephanie Courtney with our Monday morning music stage. So stay tuned. All this and more headed your way because we are now open. Hey, we're open. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Today is Monday, July 18th, 2011. We got a great show lined up for you, and we're going to kick things off with our Monday morning highlights. Here we go. Now, first up, the world's eyes were fixed on the FIFA Stadium in Frankfurt, Germany. It happened Sunday for the FIFA Women's Cup, the World Cup final. The United States was hoping to end the 12-year World Cup drought, while Japan looked for a more important emotional lift for their nation, and following the earthquake and the tsunami this past March. So they were hoping to get in there and really take care of business. As regulation ended, both teams were tied 2-2, forcing penalty kicks. In the end, the United States was outdued, losing their only game to Japan in 26 meetings. While our women's soccer team boarded a plane home disappointed, another plane took off, bringing hopes of a brighter future for students in West Africa. In conjunction with the Build On program in the South Bronx, students from the Bronx Center for Science and Mathematics raised about $74,000 for a new school in Africa. The students are set to spend 13 days in Mali, getting to meet families whose lives will be improved as a result of their generosity. School's assistant principal, Madeline Rios, is excited for the students, saying that, well, they're going to keep this experience for the rest of their life. Adding to that, he says you can't do something like this and not be changed. It's really going to change your life if you get involved in something like this. And finally, our very own Yankee Stadium found the music legend big enough to do the Palace justice. Former member of the Beatles, Sir Paul McCartney, rocked the stage for 2 straight nights, jam-packed with a massive 30-song set. Wow! McCartney, who performed classics like Maybe I'm Amazed and Hello Goodbye, had some fun with the home crowd, asking, who's this Derek Jeter guy? Someone said he's got more hits than me. Those are your Monday morning highlights. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, but before we go to break, let's check in with our resident DJ, Cool Clyde. DJ Cool
Bob,
Clyde,
what's going on, my bro?
You all right? Let's see, you got the sleeves rolled up, got the muscles showing you.
See, stop.
Dropping and doing some push-ups. Look, he's flexing over there, look.
Just trying to get comfortable.
DJ Flex.
How you feeling, man? How was your week?
Good, how was yours?
Very good, man. Just taking it easy. A lot going on in the news. You know I always like to bring up things, current events, things that
Well,
are
we
going
did the five-borough tour.
Okay.
We did Brooklyn, we did Cake Man Raven. He did the parade over there in the Bronx because he was in the Guinness Book of Records for building or baking the world's largest cake. And then we went over into St. Albans Park, Queens, had that big park jam-packed. I DJ'd a little bit on the ones and twos. Then we had the family reunion, not the immediate family, but Queensbridge, where we grew up.
Right, right.
And everybody was out there. We had a great time. It's called the Queensbridge Family Reunion Weekend. So those are some of the things I did. Then we came out here into the Boogie Down Bronx and bam, set it off.
Well, that's a good thing. Well, I always like to talk about current events, things that are going on in the news, as far as Social Security and pensions and unions and stuff like that. And it seems that it's going to be a great attempt to be doing away with unions. And how does that affect the average person, the middle-class worker? Well, there are some people who may be affected by working all their lives, 30 years on a job, find out that you might have to go out and get a job. There are people
at age 65 and 70.
That's about going out the window. Now and I'm talking about maybe people also who's already retired. If they find a way to say that the money is not there anymore, they have to file bankruptcy, then there's going to be another problem with that.
Yeah.
So
what are our lawmakers doing right now to offset that?
Well, I think there's a lot of technology going on in politics, and I think it's affecting people. Sometimes we're so blind, we don't even know how to get up out of bed. We're like on Novocaine. Things constantly happen to us over and over and over, and we continue to just fall asleep and expect things just to be okay overnight. Mm-hmm. And I just want people to know there are people who want public assistance. They won't be receiving Section 8. Where would they go? Where would all those people go? So these are things that we need to definitely talk about and be concerned with. But on a lighter note, listen, I know our producers is telling us to wrap it up or whatever. I just had a great weekend. I want to say, big shout out to my man Felix Hernandez. We did the summer stage yesterday at Crotona Park. That was great, and it was just a great experience to be with him.
Were you on the ones and
twos?
Yeah,
I was out there. I brought Felix Hernandez out. Actually, I drove him up there, and we drove back down to the station and so forth. So we had a great time out there, and it was just so good to see so many people come out in peace, and we look forward to that. And I'm also having a Truman Reunion High School that's coming up. My man Ross, we're going to have it up by 229th Street and by Eden Mall this year. So all you Trumanites from 1976 to 90, we're looking forward to that. And also, Eric Stevenson, Senator Eric Stevenson, Assemblyman Eric Stevenson, we'll be doing some July 30th on 170th and 3rd Avenue, Family Day, Peace Unity Day. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that.
DJ Kool Clyde on the ones and twos, cutting it up. Thanks, Clyde. Up next, nutritionist Fiorella DeCarla. She'll tell us how we can use food as a sunscreen. You take some pudding and stuff, some yogurt, and put it over. No, she'll tell you. But first, the Montefiore Medical Center in the Bronx recently opened up a new orthopedic center. Arlene Makoko has the story.
Montefiore Medical Center for Orthopedic Specialties has a brand new address. Once housed in the Northwest Bronx at East 210th Street, the department now has an entire floor located within the Hutchinson Metro Center in the Northeast Bronx. The 29,000 square foot space is triple the size of its former digs, with the capacity to see up to 80,000 visits per year.
This is going to allow us to see so many more people. I think one of the biggest complaints we get is that it's hard to get in to see us, and now we have the room to do it.
A total of 20 orthopedic surgeons, 4 podiatrists, a rheumatologist, and 2 nurse practitioners will be on hand to service the needs of patients with extended hours.
We're going to be open Monday nights, Thursday nights, and Saturdays, so we're planning on seeing a whole lot more people here and being able to help a lot more people.
Also included, a high-tech laboratory for surgical residents who can simulate orthopedic procedures by practicing on models.
Our resident here, Sade, is doing arthroscopic surgery on a shoulder model. So this gives them training sort of before the real deal.
The most advanced computer-guided surgical planning technologies are featured at the facility, as well as digital X-ray units that provide the highest resolution with the lowest amount of radiation. 27 exam rooms in all will be used by medical staffers to treat a wide range of ailments, from joint replacement, arthritis, pediatric orthopedic surgery, scoliosis, spinal surgery, sports injuries, and more.
It would be our greatest pleasure if obesity was on a decline and we didn't need to do as much of this kind of surgery, but these are the guys that do it, and they do it the best.
With Bronxites facing many health challenges, including obesity, doctors here are confident that this expanded facility can help them on their road to recovery. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
Thanks. All right, welcome back, everybody. You know, our first guest is our resident nutritionist, stopping by every month to help improve our health and enrich our lives. So now she's here to tell us about an innovative new way to help battle the sun. She's Fiorella DiCarlo. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you so much.
Now, Fiorella, you know, a lot of people want to put the baby oil on or yogurt or Jell-O pudding. I don't know. I mean, mayonnaise.
Yes, it's bad news. Want to grease up. It's bad news. Actually, sun damage is the cause of 90% of aging in the skin. So it's really, really, really big factor in that. Yeah. In addition to that, of course, skin cancer too.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I want to preface all this by saying that the foods that I'm going to name next are not protective in of themselves. They're complementary to sunscreen that you are wearing already, or any sort of sun protection that you're using already.
Yeah, and this is something that you can put on when you just go out, not just going to the beach.
Right. I recommend sunscreen highly. Winter, you know, rainy days, sunny days.
Yeah, because the sun is still coming down. Its rays are still coming down, so you need the protection all through the year.
You do, and it really does a lot of damage, and you know, really changes the skin cells, which can eventually become cancerous. So it's very important to make sure that you are protected.
So how do we do this? I mean, this is with natural foods that we eat, right?
Absolutely.
Is it topical or you ingest it?
No, this is ingested. These we're discussing ingested food. So the first is lycopene. And lycopene is a phytochemical that is found in red vegetables and fruits, like tomatoes, watermelon, papaya, things like this. So what you would do is you would have, because it is also fat soluble, you would want to try to eat it with a little bit of oil. So if you're making a salad with these foods, a little bit of oil or a little bit of fat in it, like avocado or olive oil, would help the absorption of the lycopene. Right. And also in tomatoes, for example, it is better absorbed and more prominent in the tomato when it's cooked.
Yes, I like lycopene. Yes. Well, guys like lycopene because it helps with the prostate and all of that.
Right, exactly.
Lycopene.
That's right. It's very, very powerful. Yes. And I would say, like, the second is citrus fruits and vitamin C. And vitamin C, of course, we know is an antioxidant. So any free radicals caused by sun's damages, like the UVA and UVB rays, are quenched by vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin, so what you want to do is you want to have vitamin C-rich foods throughout the day to optimize your skin protection from it. So that's very important. The other I would, of course, always recommend, and you've heard me say before, is omega-3 fatty acids. But specifically in studies, omega-3s have actually been found to prohibit the changes in skin cells that could eventually lead to cancer. So that's really big, you know, and that really helps. It lowers inflammation in the body, and it also increases the amount of time that you can actually be out in the sun.
That's a very good one.
Yes.
So you got we got one water-soluble vitamin, and you got two fat-soluble vitamins.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And the omega-3s also, you know, they're found in salmon, mackerel, sardines, walnuts, flax seeds. You can also do fish oils every day. You know, if you can't get the fish in sometimes, you know, you want to try a fish oil, I would say maybe 3 times a day. I would highly recommend that. And then, you know, of course, we move on to green tea or black tea, actually. Green tea and black tea have been found to have extraordinary antioxidant powers and lowers inflammation from sun damage and from sunburns. So if you, you know, sip it all day long, decaf is fine too. Yeah, you just a little sprig of lemon in there will enhance the antioxidant power also in any tea. So that's also helpful.
This is a wonderful low price insurance.
Yes. Yes, but of course, I want to say, not aside from sunscreen. Please sunscreen also. I don't want anyone to think that, you know, I'm going to eat some, you know, walnuts and I'll be okay for the sun, you know, of course. So, yeah, for sure. Definitely a compliment.
Inside, outside.
Yes. for sure. And my last one actually is really interesting. It's called sulforaphane. And this is a compound that's found in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower. And that has also been shown to reduce UVA damage in skin and also increase the defense regarding the inflammation that could be produced by the sun's rays also. So that's really great.
Especially in the summertime. I mean, we get the 90-degree temperatures going on right about now.
Yes,
and
it's a gorgeous day.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful thing to be protected. You got your lycopene, your vitamin C, omega-3s. You mentioned something about
green teas
or black tea.
That's right, and sulforaphane. Our new word for the day, sulforaphane, yes. And there are also other things that actually make you more susceptible to sun, and a lot of people don't know about that, and that's things like antibiotics, some birth controls. Ibuprofen makes you more photosensitive also.
Wow.
So if you are taking these types of medications or anti-acne medications.
Wear a big hat.
Big hat, big glasses, and lots of sunscreen. Exactly.
Yeah, you see a lot of people with the umbrella up, you wonder why. I just want to get out of the sun, but maybe they're on antibiotics or something like that. So that's great. This is a wealth of information. So let's recap.
Yes. So first, of course, is we're trying to do lycopene. Lycopene, tomato sauce, papaya, anything that's red, vegetable, or fruit. The second would be,
of course, go get a pizza?
No. Well, you know what? Pizza's not that bad. Try it low fat, but tomato sauce cooked with olive oil in it enhances the absorption.
Yes.
So, and then we go down to omega-3 fatty acids, green tea, black tea with a little sprig of lemon in it, and also sulforaphane, our new word for the day, and cruciferous vegetables.
What about supplements? Is there a female vitamin or a male vitamin that we can take with all of those ingredients in it?
Well, it's kind of tough to get all of them together. In a multivitamin, you do get a nice amount of a mix, but you very rarely get fish oil involved in that you can get for the omega-3s. You can eat them separately, though, or you can take them separately. I definitely recommend the fish oil, like I said, about 3 times a day, especially if you're not taking in a lot of fish during the week. And definitely a multivitamin is great, and vitamin C. You could do that. That definitely helps you with, just the cell repair of skin. Vitamin C is known to, help with that. So. Yes.
Now, we mentioned water-soluble and fat-soluble.
Yes.
Tell our audience the difference between the two.
Sure. Well, fat-soluble vitamins are vitamins A, D, E, and K. And those vitamins, when ingested, they actually are more absorbed into the cell and stay longer into your body. They need to carry a fat molecule to be able to be absorbed. Water-soluble vitamins are vitamins B vitamins, 6, B12, folic acid, things like that, vitamin C, of course, and those are temporarily stay in your body. So they're excreted out into the urine,
so
during the day.
Water soluble just leaves the body quicker.
That's right. So you want to make sure that you optimize it, eat, something like say vitamin C 3 times a day, so it's always optimal in your body.
Can fat-soluble vitamins become toxic in the body?
Yes, of course, yes. As a matter of fact, vitamin A and sometimes vitamin E can reach toxic amounts, especially if you are on different various medications that are also have vitamin A in it, or like acne medications or topical acne medications like retinoids will increase the amount in your body. So it's definitely recommended. I prefer to take all my fat-soluble vitamins through food. So you know that it's better absorbed and the toxicity issue will be lowered in that case, as opposed to supplements.
And the difference between chelated and non-chelated?
Well, it's just a matter of the way that it's manufactured, really. And it's very important, especially with fish oil, to make sure that it is, you have to watch out that there isn't any extra mercury or BPAs in it too, so that it is distilled. It will say that on the bottle, so be careful when you do buy your fish oils also.
So what do you do? Because a lot of people like to stack up on the vitamins, and sometimes they don't know the difference between soluble and water soluble. How do you get rid of the toxicity in your body if you are stacking up on, say, vitamin K and all those fat-soluble vitamins?
Well, the truth is that you really need to kind of just stay off of the vitamins for a while, and hopefully that they will be removed from your body in that way. Like I said, I always recommend food, and when you eat it with food, if you eat vitamin A, D, E, or K in food, the toxicity issue won't be really a problem, because you would have to eat enormous amounts of food with that vitamin in it.
Okay. What sunscreen do you recommend?
Well, you know, actually, I would like to say this. The Consumer Reports just put out this excellent report on the most effective sunscreens and sunblocks. And they did show, you can, you know, actually just Google that Consumer Report sunblocks, and you can get a list of them. And they did show that you don't have to spend tons of money. Like, there's some generic brands in, I believe, Walmart and Target where that you can buy and have one of the most effective sunblocks out there.
What about a homemade one right from your house?
Homemade.
Use mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise? No, although I see people trying to use oil all the time. No way. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so
Yes,
much
of
for all of your wonderful
course, not a
information. I
problem.
look forward to seeing you some more.
Thank you.
All right, so protect yourself. You have
Wear
the
a hat.
lycopene, the vitamin C, omega-3s.
Yes. Green tea, sulforaphane, and wear a hat and sunscreen, please.
That's right. And stay under one of those umbrellas. Stay in the shade.
Yes,
you know,
stay in the
you
shade.
jump out, you can get a little bit and come back in.
Come right back in.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Thanks so
Fiorella
much.
DeCarla,
Thank
our
you.
wonderful nutritionist right here. You can check out Fiorella on her new blog at www.fitwithfiorella.com.
Yes, of course. And you can also get my new book, 30 Days to a Thin New You, on Amazon.com.
30 Days to a Thin New You. Okay, up next, Wilder Velez. She's going to share her rags to riches story of success. That's all headed your way next. Stay right here.
I need you to sing that single again. Play that video, I seen you a band. 100 million scans in my mind all day. Calling in requests on the line always.
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Mom? I'm not gonna go to college.
What are you saying? You've got to go to college.
Well, they offered me a job, and...
Son, college is much more important.
No.
Yes.
No, Mom.
Yes.
Anyways, it's my decision.
Okay, well then decide what degree you're going to get, because you will go to college.
Their tomorrow depends on your words today. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund has the information you need to help your kids go to college.
How are you? Hey, Mom.
You know, girls, I used to cheer back in my day. Ready? Okay!
That was amazing, amazing, amazing. Mom, that was amazing.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are. Every year, mothers lose their babies to gun crimes. You'll always be your mother's baby. So before you commit a gun crime, think about who you'll leave behind. Gun crimes hit home.
And welcome back to Open, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Yeah, that's right, your radio station. Right after the quiet storm, I come on and we take care of business. We spend the night together, you know. Our next guest overcame financial hardship and used her experience to establish the cultural renaissance for economic revitalization. Here to tell us more is Wilder Velez. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Yes. How are you?
Now, you started your own business.
I started my own business. My business is actually AV Financial Consulting Services. That was done in 2001.
And that was a springboard for what we're doing now?
Absolutely. I started my own business because as a single mother at the time, and I'm also a graduate of Lehman College as well. Twice.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Financial literacy was something that I learned throughout hardship and education. And I felt that everyone throughout their lifetime stumbles. I mean, we wouldn't be human if we didn't.
Yes.
And throughout that course, I realized how important it was to learn how to manage money. And also, I also found that low-income and distressed communities didn't have that privy to that type of education. So I decided to use my own experience, learn from it, develop curriculums for low-income and disenfranchised populations, basically, also including small businesses that basically didn't understand the structure of how to start a business.
Right. Now, when you were going to school, did you worry about how you were going to pay for your education after you graduated?
Well, some money I saved, some I did internships, and I took loans.
Yeah.
And I took loans, and thank God today they're paid. But it's a struggle for everyone. It's a struggle for everyone, and this business allowed me an arena to accept folks with problems and also to refer them. And because of that, I started a nonprofit organization, which is Cultural Renaissance.
Yeah, tell us about that cultural renaissance and economic revitalization.
Well, it actually started, sadly enough, because of someone that was very dear to me that was killed in prison. Because I reach out to the reentry and to the homeless populations. Yes. And within my own business, I noticed how often folks that were homeless, at risk of becoming homeless, had issues involving incarceration, prior histories to things that stopped them from employment. So I decided to gather folks, professionals, that would volunteer their time, and we would go into the prisons, we would go to organizations that would helping these folks and extend this aspect of a service.
Yeah.
And it's been going on now for, I would say, more than 8 years. And we're in the process right now of writing a manual on successful reentries and stories, interviews and anecdotes of folks that successfully have made it.
I'm sure there's
and their
a lot
struggles.
out there.
Oh, you have no idea.
They've come through you.
You have no idea how life is and the things that you go through. And nicely enough, you live to see the day where you can talk about it and help other folks as well.
What's one success story that stands out in your mind?
One in particular? Well, there is a gentleman that throughout his lifetime he grew up in the streets, and he did a lot of thuggish things, so to speak. But at some point in his life, after having been incarcerated for more than 10 to 12 years at any given moments, he realized that he had to go back to school and he had to change his life. Today he's a therapist. Today he goes around New York State, upstate, downstate, all over the place. And he talks to young folks, and he talks to kids that have the opportunity to have alternatives to incarceration programs. And he tells them their stories. And he went on to get his master's degree. And there's a lot of folks like him. There are a lot of folks, just as there are families who've been living on the streets and now have their own homes or they're homeowners. You know, I've also helped folks in foreclosure prevention situations, losing their homes. And it's a sad story, but unfortunately it's the reality of how we're living. And in today's times, financially, you know, economically, the city is feeling it. But those who really hurt the most are those that really don't have an extra arm and extension to reach out and let them know, listen, we can help you with your situations.
Is this a time to go back to school or try to reinvent yourself? I mean, times of hard economic times.
I mean, any human being who looks at themselves and looks at their current life situation, you always have to be prepared to reinvent in order to move forward.
Yes.
All those who at one time thought that everything was secure, if you look at what happened in the financial district, you look from the top down, those that were making the most lost everything and did not know how to recover. thankfully, for those who've had the least, they're more, how would I say, agile. They're flexible. They could bounce on their feet. So in situations like this, more ways than one, sometimes they have an advantage.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would suggest to anyone who thinks that it can't happen to them, think again. But the most important thing I'd like to leave is that no matter what phase or what stage in life you're in, you can consider yourself successful in the public's eye, or you could be the one that's never noticed. If you have no clue on how to manage your money, trust me, you're not all that you think you are. You have to know how to budget your money. I mean, I went from homelessness to the welfare system to owning my own home, having a business, starting a nonprofit, and, you know, through the grace of being humble and understanding that you have to pay attention to your dollars and cents.
Give us some tips on how to pay attention to your dollars and cents. I mean, what should we do first?
Well,
I mean,
first of all, don't think that it won't happen to you. Don't think that you are, you have a waiver, you know, to hardship, because you don't. It's going to happen to you. If you have an income that's steady, I would suggest that you at least look at your income and see what are your bills. Write things down. Start there. Most people think that they have it all in their head and they don't need to do anything else. That is so untrue.
But that's probably the thing that's giving you the headache, because you think you have it all in your head. You got it.
People are afraid to see what it really looks like. They're afraid to see what it really looks like. So you have to take that step. Get out of the state of fear and get into the state of reality and give yourself a reality check.
Would you consider yourself recession-proof at this point?
I consider myself reality
From the knowledge
forward.
that you know? Yeah.
Reality forward. I mean, it could happen to anyone. But I do know that the lessons I've learned over the past 15, 20 years, you know, those have given me a foundation. And I have 4 children. Some have graduated from college. And today I still reinforce the same things that has helped me. And even the simplest things, for those people who don't even have a bank account, use envelopes. Take out the money you're going to spend for cash, for your mad cash money, put that in an envelope and don't exceed that. Whatever you have to pay with cash, separate it and at least put it in an envelope and use it for that purpose. Unfortunately, the Bronx County has the highest rate of unbanked populations, low income. And they also have the highest rate of credit card users.
So nobody's banking in the Bronx?
It's not that they're not banking, but if you look at folks that are making less than, I would say, $30,000, they have the highest credit card rate and they have the highest percentage of not banking. So that in itself could tell you a little story.
But did they have help with that? I mean, the credit card company
the credit card companies,
I mean, know that you weren't
you can't blame them for their business. You can't blame them for their business, and nobody says that if you're in business, you have to have a heart. Okay? You don't start a business with the requisite that you need a heart. I mean, because if that was the case, 75% would be out of business. But the bottom line is that you have to read between the lines. If you're an adult of an adult age and you sign an agreement, you're held responsible and liable for what you've signed. Whether you don't speak the language, whether somebody pushed a paper in your face and made you think that you would get everything you want just by accepting this. Whatever it was that took you to do that.
But a lot of college students are just getting into becoming responsible adults.
As responsible adults, they have to be educated. They need more workshops. They need more folks coming in and letting them know. Also, colleges in themselves allow these companies to set up shop and grab these kids as they're coming through the door. So who has the final obligation and responsibility to say no? If they're going to put them there, at least allow them, those young people, an opportunity to get educated on the risk of credit card debt. But it's not there. So I would suggest that, you know, I'm easy to find. You can find me online. You can give them my information. But the bottom line is that you have to pay attention. You have to have a behavioral modification. You have to change in order to accept. And the motivating factor should be that you'll live better. You'll be healthier. Your mind won't have the stress and the tension of what you owe and who you have to hide from.
And you'll have some money in your pocket.
And some money in your pocket.
Geraldo Velez, thank you,
will,
founder
Thank you
of
so
Cultural
much, Mr.
Renaissance
Lee.
for Economic Revitalization. Thank you so much. You'll come back and share more?
I certainly will.
There you go. And you have this little pamphlet, all right?
Yes, it's on managing your debt and protecting your credit. And it has how-tos in that book.
Walter, thank you so much. For more information, please visit www.crer.org. Up next, Mandy Fulmer. She's from Best Buddies, New York, and she's going to join us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
Thank you.
Be free. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Mom, I'm not gonna go to college.
What are you saying? You've got to go to college.
Well, they offered me a job and...
Son, college is much more important.
No.
Yes.
No, Mom.
Yes.
Anyways, it's my decision.
Okay, well then decide what degree you're going to get because you will go to college.
Their tomorrow depends on your words today. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund has the information you need to help your kids go to college.
Can you tell which of these children was not born free? Can you tell which of these children was not born equal? Can you tell which of these children does not deserve to be treated with dignity? We can't either. Human right number one. We are all born free and equal. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
Where's your emergency?
Please, send help.
Tell me what happened?
He's dead. Please, he was shot.
Okay, what's going on right now?
I think he needs help. Send help.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B and classic soul and the sauce. That's where we got the sauce that you need. And with me, well, remember the slogan? We are hope. The Best Buddies organization is a nonprofit foundation which fosters rewarding relationships for those with developmental and intellectual disabilities. And now in its 22nd year, it's been around for a long time. The organization helps hundreds of thousands worldwide. Here with me is New York City area director Mandy Fulmer. We welcome you to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Now, you've been around for 22 years. You're not that old, though.
I'm that old, but I haven't been involved for that long.
You've been doing this for a while, and it's very rewarding knowing that in your heart that you're helping somebody else get what they need out of life.
It really is. I've had the privilege of working for Best Buddies for 5 years, but was actually a volunteer long before that. I was actually matched. What we do in our organization is create one-to-one friendships for people with intellectual disabilities.
Yeah.
So I actually had the privilege of being matched in one of those one-to-one friendships when I was in college, and I it was the most rewarding, impactful experience of my whole life, and I think certainly changed the direction of my life. It's, you know, my buddy Robin is certainly as close to me as any of my other friends that I have in my life now. So, you know, it's a really amazing experience that, you know, I was able to give her. I was, you know, giving her an opportunity to be in a friendship for what might have been the first time in her life, and to really help her build some social skills and build her self-esteem and confidence. And then for me, you know, it was, my experience certainly built a lifelong advocate for this population. So,
tell us about intellectual disabilities. Was that named from out of Buddies, the Best Buddies?
That is the term we use for the population that we work with. So we work with people that have autism, Down syndrome, any number of disabilities fall under that bigger umbrella.
Yes, yes. And what does this job do? NYC Area Director, what part do you play?
So I'm responsible for overseeing the New York City region of Best Buddies. We actually have programs all throughout the state of New York. We have operations in the Albany area, we have operations in Long Island, and in New York City, you know, it's my job to oversee the programs. And when I say programs, we're actually in schools where we're creating these one-to-one friendships. So we have, throughout the New York City region, 17 schools where we're bringing together people without disabilities and people with disabilities, and then helping facilitate those friendships throughout the course of a school year.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's my job to make sure that the mission is being met, so that we are actually providing opportunities to create mutually enriching friendships between these two people. And then it's my job to make sure that people know about us in New York City. So, you know, we're 22 years old, but we haven't really been around in New York for that long. So it's my job to do things like this and make sure that people in New York City know that this amazing program exists.
And I'm sure you're doing a fantastic job. Now tell us, how do I'm going to say students, because you teach them also, how do they get involved in the workforce? Do you help them make that transition?
We actually do have, Best Buddies does have a jobs program where we actually help to provide integrated employment. So we're providing support to individuals as they're entering the workforce through, you know, interviews, through, you know, resume building, and then actually help them secure a job, and then provide support to them as they're, you know, learning the ropes. We unfortunately don't have that program in New York City right now. So that's a program that we don't unfortunately have to offer people. So what we're doing in New York is middle school through college is really the groups that we're working with. So we're providing these opportunities to build these relationships starting as young as middle school and then going through college.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have some success stories. The person that you grew up working with.
Definitely, yeah. So I mean, it's just, that's only one story. You know, you hear from, I heard a couple years ago from a parent of a middle school student that she came up and thanked me at one of these activities that we were doing, and she said, you know, last night the phone rang, and it was for my daughter, and that's the first time anyone has ever called this house asking for her. Wow. So it's a really impactful, you know, it's things that most people take for granted, these interactions, these, you know, the things that our friends give us in the world, and the reason they help us get out of bed in the morning, that's what Best Buddies is offering for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Are there any new tools or developments that we can use to help these students?
You know, a lot of what we do is leadership training for the people that are involved in our programs. We're actually sending all of our student leaders from our high schools and college programs to a leadership conference in Indiana this weekend. And there we're teaching them things like just about acceptance, just accepting people for who they are. We all have differences. We all have things that, you know, make us uncomfortable, and that we're really, you know, so basically just accepting people and just realizing that everybody wants and needs a friend. So we're just, first of all, giving people the chance to actually, you know, interact with people that are different than them, and then providing them the tools, you know, anything that they might need to really help facilitate that friendship.
And they want you to see them as a normal person. They don't want you to treat them any different.
Because we work with people, wants that?
Yeah, we work with people who are in wheelchairs, you know, with the wheelchair charities, and they want you to treat them like regular people.
Exactly.
They don't want you to, if they can do it themselves, they try to do it themselves.
Exactly. And that's, you know, and that's what we teach our students is just interact with them like you would anyone else. And you will find things. When I met my buddy, she, I think, was 45 at the time. I was 18. I thought, what am I going to have in common with this woman? This is going to be awkward. This is going to be weird. And in no time at all, I realized she's just a person too. And we, you know, just in talking to people, I'm sure you and I sitting here could come up with a bunch of common interests. So it's just a matter of exploring those and giving a relationship time to develop.
Yeah, yeah.
So
how can more people get involved? Because this is something, you know, special. I mean, that's endearing to your heart.
Sure. So we have, like I said, we actually have 76 programs throughout the state where we're creating these one-to-one friendships in schools, 17 in New York City. We actually have 3 in the Bronx. And any students that are involved in any number of our programs, which you can check out the list on our, at our website, you can, you know, get involved through those school programs. Unfortunately, for people that aren't involved in a school program, we can't create those one-to-one matches, but we do have opportunities to get involved in other ways. Like, you know, we have different public awareness events that we have going on throughout the course of the year. We're having a benefit concert at Carnegie Hall in November. We have a really big fundraising and public awareness walk in April. And then we have other ways, you know, through our advisory boards and our volunteer committees that people can get involved. All they have to do is go through the website and get their contact information and reach out to us, and we will find a home for them. Is this young man involved here? He is. He is. That is our state director, Rudy Breedy.
Rudy Breedy is involved. All right.
Indeed.
He's working while we're talking.
He's working, exactly. We never stop.
That's right. Okay, and so you have these events coming up. Give me some dates on these events, and maybe we can, you know, we can post them later on and send some cameras.
That would be great. Yeah, we have a Carnegie Hall concert. That's November 10th, 2011. The date has not yet been set, but it'll probably be sometime at the end of April. So I will definitely fill you in on all of that good stuff.
You got it. Yeah. Yeah, Rudy Breedy's been out there for a while, you know. Number of different organizations, very experienced.
Yes, we're happy to have him.
Yes, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
We definitely are.
All right. So you have these wonderful dates coming up. I want more people to volunteer. Are you looking for volunteers to get involved?
We do have, we have a programs committee, which is a group of people that comes together to help us provide sort of ancillary events. So, you know, our buddy pairs, as we call them, are getting together during the school year and doing all kinds of fun stuff. We want opportunities that we can bring all of our buddy pairs together for, you know, a picnic in Central Park or any number of things. So we definitely are looking for people that can help us plan those and get involved with those things and certainly attend those events. We have an advisory board that is working to help us create public awareness and reach our income development goals throughout the course of the year. So, you know, we're looking for people to serve in those functions. So we have opportunities, and we will, you know, talk to anyone and find the best fit for them.
Yeah. Is this a good fit for you? This is a job within your curriculum. I mean, you graduated from, I think, the University of Delaware.
I did,
BA in psychology.
Yep, and I actually have my master's in social work as well. And as I was going through the course of my schooling, after my experience in Best Buddies, all I wanted to do was work for Best Buddies. So it really is. Most days, I can't believe I get paid to do this job.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You'll come back again and share
I will.
more?
I absolutely will. Thank you.
For more information, you can call Best Buddies, or you can log on to bestbuddies.org.
BestBuddiesNewYork.org will take you right to our
BestBuddiesNewYork.org, and we'll take you right there. Thank you so much. And we'll have some more. You'll come back again and share some more with us?
Yeah, okay. Let me know. I'll be here.
All right. Mandy Fuller, New York City Area Director, Best Buddies New York.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We got to take another break. But up next, we'll hit our Music Monday stage with talented young songbird Stephanie Courtney. That's coming up right after the break. Stay right there.
Thank you.
Everybody and whistle this tune right now. Come on everybody and stomp your feet real loud. Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. Connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
G Morning Sunshine. text me back. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together!
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster.
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
And welcome back to Open, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Hey, the beat goes on and on and on until the break of dawn because it's now time for our Music Mondays. Check it out. It all started in church. That's where she developed her soulful sounds. This week, well, Music Monday Spotlight shines on a young woman who's looking to make a difference with her music and more, ministry too. And she's here to perform. Stephanie Courtney, give her a big round of applause, everybody in the audience. Stephanie Courtney's in the house. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is it all so complicated? I wear so many hats, so many faces. Will it ever change? Gotta rearrange it. Got a lot of work to do. Oh, yeah. I don't have a lot of time. Ghosts running after me. Will I still be free? Yeah. Sometimes I just wanna fly away. Sometimes I just wanna get away. Sometimes I just wanna fly away from here. Yeah. It's gonna take over. Losing myself, I'm getting weaker. My vision blurry, clouds rolling over. Seems like no escaping is taking over me. I'm on the edge, almost at my peak. Free me, free me, free me. I don't have a lot of time. Ghosts running after me. Will I still be free? Oh, get away. Sometimes I just wanna fly away from here. It's taking me over. Taking me over. Oh, yeah. Go. I can't take it. No, 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 no. My time to use my wings.
Sometimes I just wanna
fly away.
Sometimes I just wanna
get away.
Sometimes I just wanna fly away
from here.
Instead
taking me over. Taking me over. Taking me over. Oh, and let it take over. Oh no. Thank you.
Stephanie in the building. Yes, indeed. Mwah. All righty. And you got your dancers with you? Who are the dancers here?
This is Anthony Wilmot.
Hey, man. How you doing?
And this is my brother, Christopher Courtney.
How you doing? Well, you guys having a hard time dancing on this because it sticks a little bit, you know. You guys are doing all right?
Yeah.
So how did you get started? You were in church?
Yes.
Huh?
I did.
Mom, grandma?
Well, I originally started singing in church at the age of 3 years old.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I started singing in like places like the Cotton Club, the Sugar Bar.
Get out of here!
And other legendary places, as well
Yeah.
as other countries.
Oh, it must be exciting. A lot of people have come through
Definitely.
the Cotton Club and places like the Apollo. I'm
Mhm.
sure if you haven't been
Yes.
there, that's
Mhm.
one of the big important spots there too.
Definitely.
So who were some of your people that you looked up to while climbing into this business?
My biggest influence was Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey, Yolanda Adams, Karen Clark Sheard, and many, many others. Brian McKnight, Celine Dion. Yeah, those were my influences.
Well, what made you say, hey, this is the thing that I want to do?
Well, honestly, music was a way for me to escape from reality, and music was my therapy because I was bullied, and music was my way to get all the emotions off my chest. Music was my way of releasing my anger, anything I was feeling. Music was the way I
Did you
released
write
it.
a lot in that direction of bullying?
I definitely did. I wrote more about bullying, dreams, because I wanted to be a singer, and I wrote about, getting to that place.
There you go. Stephanie Courtney, got the CD out. Where can we get it?
You can find out information how to get it on my website, StephanieCourtneyMusic.com. You can also check me out on Facebook, where I'll be giving you updates, Stephanie Courtney Music. And follow me on Twitter at Stephanie's Music, where I will be updating about upcoming events, what's going on, where to get my music, everything.
Let her hear you. Let her feel you. Stephanie Courtney in the house. Thank you so much. Give her a big round of applause. All right, Stephanie, you going to take us out with another song?
I don't have another song.
All right, so we're going to have some fun here, but I got to wrap it up, though. That's all the time we have for today's show. Many thanks to all of our guests for stopping by, and, of course, you, the viewer, for tuning in and checking it all out each and every Monday. Stay tuned for Open this Wednesday with Darren Jaime. And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. To choose your choice, let your choice control the chooser. I'll be on tonight right after the Quiet Storm on 107.5 WBLS. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a beautiful and wonderful day. We'll love you all. Peace. Courtney's in the house.
Slow-mo when your body hit the ground. Nigga, look around. Got shoes, got guns, got bitch, got white, motherfucker running town. When them shots be flying, niggas driving, dying, running, trying to hit the ground. Security, need security. When them shots be flying around, can't use none stopping that. What you say, juice, I'm proud you pat. I got the streets, nigga, fine with that. Chasing that money, none stopping that. With a big ass chopper, cocaine mouth. Lay a nigga down for nigga try to stop. Chop break it down, I fix a nigga pop. Low to the ground and the roof, no top. Heating up the streets, I ain't never gonna stop. Niggas ask around when the sink gon' drop. Niggas so hot, juice so cold, still let it chopper down.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together!